she is. Fully blasted. This roof, that whole thing is so wavy. They didn't touch the outside of the roof, but they blasted the inside of the roof.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he heated it up around the structure.
Yeah.
And that's it just folded around the structure.
Today is a very, very big day for the NSX build. I have just gotten word that the entire shell is fully sandblasted and we are ready to finally go pick it up. Now, before we take off, there's only 9 days left to get entered in on winning the STI. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I'm giving the winner freedom to choose a ton of different things on the car: wheel setup, suspension setup, turbo and power setup. First link down below. Every $3 you spend is one entry to win this beautiful car that currently makes 1,017 wheel horsepower. Here, grab that NSX shell. Hi. Okay. Well, you gonna pick up that car shell. There she is. Fully blasted shell. That is so cool. Unfortunately, can't really get it out. This big old trailer's in the way, so we gotta do some finagling. They got an old, looks like an old Camaro. Yeah, it looks like a Camaro shell that's been here for a couple months, he said. Look at that. That'll be fun to fix. Oh wait, it gets worse. So I paid $1,078 to have this blasted. In my opinion, man, I would have paid so much more. It's so well worth it. Yeah, sure, there's gonna be some cleanup to do, trying to get sand out of the cracks and crevices, but just the fact that we can start from a bare scratch, a bare shell, I'm very, very, very happy. It's gonna be well worth it. Of course, I was very, very worried that blasting the aluminum shell was going to damage the panels. I don't know what they used. I mean, here's the media right here. You can see some of it. It's red. It's definitely not glass, but from what I can tell, I don't see anything that would have got warped or damaged. It's all pretty good. Other than the roof. So they didn't touch the roof. This is
groundbreaking sports car.
Yeah.
So this is a, hell, we could have carried this out with 4 people, couldn't we have?
Yeah, we could have. All right, go. Got her all loaded up. Let's head out to the shop and get her unloaded. And here she is, my friends. Now I think it's very, very cool that all of the factory seam seal is still on every little joint. That was pretty important to me. That's very nice that they didn't blast all that off. Again, didn't touch the roof whatsoever. That's super easy to prep out later on. And now we can really get a good look at all the funny repair that the previous shop owner, whoever did. All that is real janky up in there. Look at all that nastiness, man. Jeesh. None of this looks factory. Not even close. Now, thankfully, everything on this side is factory. You can see right here, none of those welds are factory. I think this bottom, like radiator support brace, that's probably still usable. Definitely gonna have to clean up some of these welds. So here's a little side by side. There's a factory one there. There's the previous owner's there. And then it looks like this top core support brace did break off. They did throw it in the car, thankfully, because I did not order one of these. This one's still in good shape. It is supposed to be spot welded on like that. Let's get this thing back in the shop. Actually, you know what? Before I pull this car in the shop, I'm gonna spend a good 30-45 minutes just with compressed air, trying to blow everything out. I don't want the shop to become a big sandblasted mess. So let's get it cleaned up as best as possible. I'm sitting here blowing the car off, and I got a really good idea for what I think is going to make this way easier. Let's put this car on the rotisserie for the very first time. This is going to be fun. Well, I just noticed something that is quite upsetting. This roof, she's kind of destroyed. I walked outside of the shop, I was grabbing the rotisserie. That whole thing is so wavy. Now, they didn't touch the outside of the roof, but where they made the critical mistake is they blasted the underside of the roof, which in turn warped the roof super badly. Is it fixable? It's gonna have to be, because I don't think I'm gonna order a whole nother roof. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera or not, but that sucks.
Thank you for calling Northwest Sandblast and Paint. Our office hours are 8
Hey, this is Devin. I just picked up that aluminum body shell from you guys that you blasted. Just have a few questions. Give me a call when you get a chance. Maybe another option that might be kind of cool. It looks like there are two different companies that potentially might still produce a carbon roof for the 9105 NSX. That is terrible, man. That's really sucky. Spent the last decent amount of time weighing different options. The roof is discontinued. I did find a used roof if I can't get this one fixed. $1,800 plus freight, of course, for a used roof. The Cybon roof that I found, I believe is just a cover, so that would go over the factory roof, which would that work? Yeah, but not available to order. Now I'm trying to get a hold of some PDR shops to see if there's a decent PDR guy that could get this straightened out. Hey Dan, it's Devin.
Hi Devin.
How's it going?
Okay.
Do you like to do aluminum stuff much or not really?
I do aluminum almost every day.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's not a fun one. So I have this old Acura NSX down to a bare shell, and I had it sandblasted. They didn't touch the outside of the roof, but they blasted the inside of the roof, warping the entire roof. Pretty fun one.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's still painted, so it's pretty glossy. So I don't know if that's something you'd want to deal with, or what are your thoughts there?
Very subtle, wavy things are kind of the most difficult to make a nice improvement on. I mean, it's always just gonna be wavy. But I don't know how it looks. You'd have to just bring it to me and show it to me. So you're saying the roof is aluminum?
So the whole shell, this whole body is aluminum. This whole shell, frame
Really?
rails. Yeah, it's an old
What
school.
year is it?
It's a 91.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it's a very, very rare car. I was pretty clear with them, like, don't touch the roof whatsoever. And sure enough, they didn't touch the outside, but they blasted the inside for some reason.
Why? Yeah, that's just. So, are you gonna charge them for the repair?
I'm trying to get a hold of them.
Yeah.
We'll see what they say. Should I swing her down to you or what?
Yeah, I need to look at it. And you're trying to save the exterior paint, right?
No.
Paint it.
I don't care about the paint at all. But I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want it full of body filler either. Yeah, I could straighten it out with a gallon of Bondo, but I don't want to do that.
What color? Well, maybe I can get it to where you only have to use a quarter gallon of Bondo. See you in a bit.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Thank you for calling North.
Well, yeah, I know what happened. Yeah, he heated it up around the structure.
Yeah.
And it just folded around the structure, the perimeter structure and the one that goes down the center.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sure I can do something with it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be good.
What's your timeline looking like?
Well, I've had his truck here for about 8 months. Said I would get it done before winter's done, and I didn't. But I'm trying. Before I move on to the one that's been here for about 2 months. You got work. He's gonna take it away and work on it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I got to replace that whole uniside in that frame rail.
Oh, you was wrecked one time?
It was wrecked back in Japan, and they did a terrible job fixing it.
What year is this one?
91. You heard him. Sounds like he can get it taken care of. It's gonna be about $500, and he's like a month out. That's nice to know. $500. It's a spending mistake. So nice to finally see this car back in the shop. Now, as far as getting it on the rotisserie, we are going to have to build some sort of adapter, you could call it. These are meant to slide into the frame rails. Of course, we don't have access to the frame rails. So if I just build a mounting bracket that bolts right there with a square tube coming off, that will slide over this or into this, we'll be good to go. Now, unfortunately, that cannot happen today. Steel shop closed at 5. It is now 6:17. Let's move on from that for the time being to this. So we got the entire turbo kit finished up on the Evo 8 over the last few days. Got the new CSF Evo spec, Evo specific half rod in. Fan and shroud just came in, and a new Evo 8 radiator hose. Let's get this cooling system 100% finished up. Hopefully tomorrow or the following day we can do the fuel system, and it's on a tuning to see how much sauce, how much power the Evo is gonna make with the new 68mm turbo. So that is good to go. Everything fits very nicely beautiful CSF half rod with the beautiful ETS turbo kit, plenty of clearance everywhere. Now, as far as triggering and wiring the fan, the factory utilizes this factory fan controller, which tend to go out a lot. And if they go out, they're expensive. Being that we run a standalone, the Haltech in here, that can be our fan controller. So we shouldn't, keyword shouldn't, need this. I'm gonna do some figuring, some testing, and see if I can get this whole system to work without utilizing this dumb thing. I personally could not find a way to make this work without utilizing the factory fan control module, this guy right here. So I went ahead and got everything wired up. I just need to find a good place to mount that, and our whole cooling system should be complete. I think I'm gonna mount that underneath the bumper, kind of by the headlight, where a factory ACD or like the AYC reservoir and pump would sit. So let's pull the bumper and see if there's a nice area down there we can get it mounted. All right, got her tucked up underneath the bumper. Definitely forgot to show you guys where it's mounted, but just right up on the frame rail. Now, as soon as FedEx comes and delivers our FIC 2150s, which are the injectors, we can finally get this thing tuned and be done with the build. I don't know what else I would do with the Evo 8. In my opinion, this is the perfect Evo 8. There's nothing else I want to change or wanted to change. So then it'll be time to enjoy the car. I'm debating ordering a nice set of Bellics with a set of slicks and seeing what this thing would put down on a quarter-mile time. I'm sure it'd be in the 9s. If it wasn't, that probably just means that I don't know how to drive.
Morning, Devin. This is Dan at Northwest Sandblast and Paint.
Dan, how's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing good. Hey, so I came pick that NSX shell up yesterday, got it back to the shop, started blowing it off, and I got that roof blown off. Whoever blasted it, they didn't blast the outside, they blasted the inside of the roof, and that whole roof it's gone. It's destroyed.
Son of a bitch. Sorry. Is there a metal frame on the inside of that roof?
There is like 2 support braces.
Yeah, they should have just blasted those and not the whole roof.
Yeah, 90% of it was just that skin. Obviously, that's it's discontinued now, being a 1991. So I figured I'd give you guys a call and see what we should do about this.
Well, you're probably gonna have to cut it off and replace it. It is what it is. I mean, we'll take care of it. I apologize for that. I'll definitely be sending somebody home for a couple days for. I mean, we know better than that. We blast those things all the time, and I always tell them to stay off the skin.
Yeah.
Because I even told you that we wouldn't blast the roof because I was afraid we'd damage it. Keep me posted, let you know what you do, and like I said, we'll take care of it. I apologize, and I feel bad about it, especially it's a fairly rare car. We know better than that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I will. I'll keep you in the loop as to what I figure out to do.
All right, thanks, Devin.
Very, very rarely do you see a company that just owns up to their mistakes and is willing to take care of it. That caught me off guard. I've ran into a lot of problems, and rarely, man, do you see a company that is just like, yeah, we'll take care of it. Shout out to them. That's nice.